To start on the CT side, consisting of Zero, Kucher, Oscar, Stiko, and Angel. Team Liquid on the T side, and of course that's Hiko, Adren, Simple, Elige, and Nitro. And it looks like we've jumped right into a pause, Launders.
Luckily for both teams, they both seem to get the side that they want to start on. We see that Liquid have, in history, won most of the rounds on T side in general, and on this map on Dust 2, it's very favorable for them. We'll probably see T rounds be dominant on both halves. So for HellRaisers, I don't know. They might be comfortable. They seem to have, in terms of buy, Zero with a molly and a flash, and then Angel with a kit. So that implies that they want to retake something.
Yeah. So HellRaisers got their choice of pick here. They went for the CT side. That's where they are comfortable. They're going to win actually about 59% of the rounds on the CT side. And Dust 2 is one of the maps that is actually T-sided if you crunch the numbers. So it's very good that they have a strong CT side, a decent T side, but it's Team Liquid who finds almost all of their rounds on the T side. So both teams are actually starting off where they want to be on their favorite side of the map. So the first half should be a doozy, I think.
What's super interesting about this is going to be a map that has a lot to do with the ops, right? And
Exactly.
you know, Simple giving up the op because he's so good with the rifle makes a lot of sense. I think if you are better with a rifle, you should use that because a really good rifler is hard to find. The thing is, with Adren not calling, he can almost use this to show what he was most capable of as a person who didn't have to call and could just focus on opping. And it looks like a lot of information is being taken here on Cat. Oscar all the way pushed up, can spot lower.
I think he's already shot some bullets. Adren's actually taking some damage. Now Nitro moving to those old green boxes, finds Oscar. And yeah, he's getting very, very low. He's going to need to back off, and he will, into the A site. Team Liquid now taking full control of middle. It looks like they want to go out the double doors as the smoke is coming over to CT. Oscar's going to jump down there and deal with it. But again, very low on HP. Angel holding off on the B, double doors. Hiko, is he going to be able to take him down? Angel actually gets the first frag of the round onto Adren. Hiko still trying to move forward on the plat. He almost lines him up, but still nothing for Team Liquid. HellRaisers holding very, very strong. Look how low these guys are. How are any of them alive? Angel on 1 HP, Oscar on 9, Zero on 7, and it's up to Simple. Can maybe get some kills, but winning the round's still going to be difficult. And there it is. A lot of damage taken, but everyone for HellRaisers alive.
Yeah, and we saw that Molotov be so instrumental. I think Liquid had the round going the way they wanted it to. They scared Oscar off. Cat did a ton of damage, pushed them way back in the A site, and had mid-control to themselves, so it wasn't clear exactly which site they'd go to, and they had enough time to delay rotation so that if they got an entry, they could make it a really easy take. But what happened instead was, you know, 2 players in B both hitting their shots, a Molotov going down in tunnels to shut down the split, and Angel getting the opening kill, as well as, you know, all the rest of the kills going their way.
Okay, Oscar's going to take out the scout, and he's not actually contending with any body armor, so it's easy shots for him. He'll hit a headshot anyways. Kucher pushing off of Cat this time, aggressive with the A1S, but goes down Simple with 2 1-digs just like that, turning things around for Liquid. They've now got a 3-on-2 advantage. Stiko in the sight with the FAMAS, and wow, he'll give a quick peek on it. Oh my gosh, just like that. 2 quick headshots, make it a 3rd. Stiko brings the round back for HellRaisers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a crucial sight hold from Stiko and amazing 1-digs from Simple. I mean, apart from the fact that they didn't win the round, they did so much economic damage that it was, you know, worthwhile to, first of all, get that deagle, and I think, you know, put a little bit dent in the confidence of HellRaisers, get 1-dig like that on 3 of your players so quickly in that fast of a sequence. I mean, that's going to really hurt your confidence. So now they can move into this round. Look to just do some more damage. They don't have armor, but they can try to make it expensive.
Oh, wow.
But doubling it long seems to be a really smart idea.
Yeah, we're back in North America, so we'll call it the touchdowns. 14 points right there for them. And long control for HellRaisers. No problem as Team Liquid, you know, not putting anything into that round. And first rifle about to be underway, and everyone able to get a decent amount of utility. Even Adren, he'll pull out the op. He can focus solely on opping and playing his game. Yes, there's a lot of maybe attention there in the Liquid camp with everything that's happened in the drama, but hopefully Adren can just sit down and play his game. Maybe even prove Thorn wrong. I'm sure that has to feel good.
This is going to be a map that's going to, you know, allow him to roam, allow him to get a lot of openings. Like maps like Inferno, for example, on T side. I mean, as a CT, you almost have no excuse to get opped by someone on T side. On this map, it's much harder to avoid getting opped, and so there's a lot more opportunities as an opper to show that you can have an impact and, you know, spend so much money on a gun and make it worthwhile, even though for the most part, you're slowing down the round. It's very good to have an op on T side on Dust 2, and Adren is going to be instrumental if he's on point today.
And it'll be Simple, who was just watching the B halls, upper B tunnels there, finds the opening pick. And now we'll go back over to middle, and Team Liquid maintains that catwalk control. Now Hiko pulling off of long as he was watching any potential push-throughs there. All gearing up. Oh, the barrel of Adren going to betray him, but it doesn't matter. Oscar still doesn't react. Adren finds the shot. 5 on 3, both opening kills for Team Liquid, and everything looking great for them going into the first rifle round. And now right back to the split to B. Coming up the slope, though, Zero dropping the bomb and finding another. Suddenly, you're into a 3 on 3. Surely Liquid can't drop the round from this point.
3 on 3 with bomb control, and now Adren, the most important man of the round, is here at mid doors, looking for a 3rd kill as pressure is being put on him, and there's someone really, really close. Is he going to find that shot? It looks like Kutcher is going to push up aggressively on him, and now it's a 2 on 1, suddenly from a 3 on 3 with bomb control, and Kutcher doesn't have much to defend here. A couple of flashes. What's his play?
It's going to be tough. I mean, he did just actually get out there and find a grenade. He's lit them both up. Hiko's coming down to try to get the bomb to the headshot box, able to cross into the doors. Can maybe one nade finish them off? He's going to go in with the flash first. Now bouncing the nade. Will it get a kill? It does. It brings down Hiko. Adren now on 15 HP. And Kutcher can still possibly win this. He's got a kit. Bomb was just planted. He's now spotted Adren. Moving around the double stack, and will he make the jump up the platform or keep going around? Adren misses the shot, Kutcher gets it, and Liquid dropped the round. They had a 5 on 3.
Yeah.
They look a little uncoordinated as they run out to the B split, 3 on 3, and then lose it from there.
So we saw Elige having to enter with the bomb, Nitro having to give up his spot at the mid smoke, and then having to come out and try to trade his teammate who was alone with the bomb. I mean, there's no way to look at that but sloppy. I assume it just was miscommunication by Liquid. However, they had Adren there at the double doors. He got the opening pick. They had mid control. And then they get 2 people out, but only one of them goes up to the door. Instead, they could have had the bomb going tunnel.
Yeah.
And
or
I
just
feel like
all 3 actually go up middle. It was one at a time, and only 2 of them went. It was kind of perplexing. And here we go down to long. Looking for that control is going to be, once again, HellRaisers winning out here. Remains 3 on 2 with Simple and Adren up for the team. And Simple's going to go off and do his own thing. He's already leaving that long house back to T-spawn. Adren still trying to hold the fort here at long, and he's got the bomb. And Simple might actually catch Zero off guard, but now he moves as Oscar has opted Adren out of the round, and Simple going to get caught with a knife. HellRaisers thus far pretty dominant. I mean, that last round was very close, but here now 5-0 start.
Yeah, that one round was really close, and it's going to be hard to get over that, but they need to. Liquid is a team that, confidence haunts them in a negative way constantly. We've seen once, I think at IEM, it was Edward to win a 1v3 at like 14-7, 14-7 in favor of Liquid, and then come back on Dust 2 and win 16-14. Not give up a single round after that, and so Liquid do tend to get in their heads really, really easily. So we can't let that, or Liquid cannot let that haunt them moving forward. It's only 5-0. Dust 2 is a map that is very momentum-based and also isn't very sided in general. And so they're going to have a lot of opportunities to come back, but they got to have clear heads. And, Adren also is going to have to look for confidence in all the kills that he can get because he has, I think he feels like he needs to prove himself, even if it isn't for a spot on this team.
Exactly. And some well-timed Molotovs there at the mid-double doors and a smoke into tunnels that shut down, again, this mid to B split for Team Liquid. They're able to get 1 frag onto Zero, but that's all. Angel finds a 2K. HellRaisers out 6-0. Liquid, though, only did have Tech 9 armor, now getting out, of course, with the max bonus that they even had going into the last round.
Yeah. Now, Liquid's problem is will they be able to be afforded the entries that they did last time? We had Adren walk out mid and get that no-scope after another pick had come out originally. Now, the entries, if they come that easily again, I'm sure they won't let the round go as easily as they did in that 3v3. But if they don't, then what's their strategy? They're going to have to take something together. We know that Nitro, after talking to him yesterday, is going to be calling a lot of defaults and a lot of very slow stuff. But here is mid control coming out, Elige with the double entry, and now it's all on Oscar alone on the bomb site. Actually, that's Zero. Oscar got that pick over the smoke at CT.
Oh, and he's going to be spotted. Someone comes through the window first. Elige is brought down. Simple hits the shot, clears out the bomb site. B under control of Team Liquid, and they've got the man advantage. 3-on-2. It's up to Oscar and Stiko. Looking at the money real quick, of course, HellRaisers 6 in a row, and most of it was convincing, so their money is good. Oscar and Stiko can attempt this.
Yeah, this is 100% a situation where, I mean, they could save if they wanted to, just to not forfeit an op, another one, but that wouldn't even be that beneficial for Liquid, and every bit of damage they do could result in a save, even if they win. So this win bonus isn't going to be quite enough to pad them, and here they are cutting off rotations or exits.
Could have been some timing, and he gets them both, actually. I think Oscar maybe through the wall and even the pillar, but lands it. And yeah, he had the read on that they were going to be coming up through the tunnels. Well done. Team Liquid find their first round, but they're far from resetting HellRaisers, who are still going to have a rifle round or maybe even 2 to work with here.
Yeah, potentially. Spending quite a bit of their money here, but still have a pretty big advantage, and now it's Liquid to try to get something going back to back. Nitro actually only has a Tech 9. Is that right? Yeah, only has a Tech 9. I think one thing about being an IGL, I mean, Nitro is obviously a top fragger. You know what I mean? He's not just an IGL, but ooh, this quick in a B with Nitro mid. He cut off the rotations. Angel a little bit too wise to it though. Checks his back and finds a frag. And now there are 4 players in the site. This heavily favors the terrorists. I mean, no matter which way you look at it, we have an op on the outside of the doors. There's no way he's getting in easily, and then 3 other players that don't have a way to perform a retake right now with the bomb down. So we do have 3 smokes. I mean, if they have something set going on.
Yeah, money, though, is now a bit of an issue for HellRaisers. Yes, it's 4-on-4. Maybe they still try to go for it. Like you said, they have a lot of nades. But Zero went down for free. He just was kind of aggressive off the platform, and B got extremely flashed. They were able to work around platform and spot him out from behind that dumpster. So he went down. Nitro, of course, it was the awareness of Angel to wash the flank at mid. That was their only kill, and yeah, HellRaisers have all run to the hills.
I think a factor, in the B hit just now was partially spawn related, but also maybe going off the fact that HellRaisers have to be very careful about winning this round, and so might take a little bit more time in the freeze time to decide how they're going to set up, and maybe wouldn't anticipate Liquid changing up the pace like that. So I think it was a really nice curveball from Liquid to hit B as quickly as they did, and that secured them a very, very important round. Now they have, they had 5 players alive last round, so they got full buys, even if they lose here, and on top of that, they're 1 away from getting HellRaisers to save as well.
And it looks like HellRaisers might change the pace too. Oscar takes a fast cat. And lower B push, though, coming out. HellRaisers so much aggression, pushing into lower B, pushing off catwalk with an op, looking to just deny any mid control from Team Liquid. Although it hasn't really worked out. It's gone into a 4-on-4. That's always going to favor the T side. And also look how much damage they took. Zero and Angel both down in red HP already. Simple still watching any pushes coming from the B tunnels as HellRaisers start to shift their defenses all the way back to middle and possibly to A as the smokes go over.
This is it pushed them out into long, and we see Stiko here having to defend by himself, but obviously given the hint that they were going to have to group up for something, and then Trent getting the entry on him means that they might just have not just a site but a round. They had something to think about there. HellRaisers came in tunnels, and once they got into tunnels, they traded out 1-for-1. It was nice, and because they had a lot of map control, so it wasn't simply a 4v4. They had something to leave with. They could leave tunnels completely and not expect Liquid to come back there until late round. But when they went back to A, or when they took long control, Liquid it's very clear to HellRaisers that an A take is imminent. But the thing is that because they have no one actually at long to defend, if Liquid take it and then delay for a little bit, then they can hit it again, and that's the value of getting that map control nice and early. So the tunnel push was a double-edged sword, and I think maybe if they found a second kill off of it, it would have been a little bit easier to crunch the site. But here we have Liquid on the offensive, looking to make this round expensive running through smokes to get exit frags. And there we see a change in economy where Liquid aren't really scared about losing their guns anymore.
Yeah, they did push through that smoke to find the kills, but they didn't. Both Zero and Kucher were able to preserve their weapons, and they still have enough money. It'll be kind of a light utility buy here for the CTs just because of how expensive things are, but they still have guns. Oscar has an op once again, so HellRaisers, they got themselves into a pretty good position early on, and then being very, very passive, right? They saved in a 4-on-4 just to keep the money up. That's how you know it's a LAN for $1 million tournament. These guys are playing real Counter-Strike right now, and they still have rifles because of it. Liquid, of course, making that comeback. It's now 6-3 with HellRaisers leading, but Liquid have got 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah. Now, Liquid, I know I think they're fully aware that mid control is going to be given to them. People don't typically play cat in general anymore, and so that's almost always free because it just seems to be a nade dump for most people. Like we see Nitro taking a nade just for getting on cat without making any noise, and that was all the way from CT. So there's a lot you can do. And Kutcher's playing, what Kerrigan would call the most important position on the map, and that's the mid B, because he's the person who has to support A and B at the same time and has to make decisions. Those 3-4 second decisions on whether or not he should be game helper or whether or not he should be jumping on the boxes to try to shoot over smoke.
Yeah, or even pushing the smoke. That can sometimes be the hardest decision too. If B starts falling, if you go through the smoke, is someone watching it? But here's Nitro jumping off of the cat, trying to add that additional layer of complexity to this mid-B split. And it looks like it will be working out. Angel, though, in a very unique spot. You don't often see people go that low below the scaffolding, and he'll wait for his teammate on this retake. Not going to go back into the site. Simple going to plant behind the double stack. Angel trying to jump up on this headshot box, see over the smoke onto platform. He might have been spotted himself. And they're going to boost up Oscar, try to get an op pick. And yeah, oh no, that would have been such a key frag. Going for it again, but they're onto him. Simple finds the headshot onto Angel. Adren brings down Stico over in the halls. And now Oscar, with just 5 HP, is going to run away and try to save an op once more.
That was a crucial frag from Adren to get that. I mean, Oscar had the drop on, or who was that? Stico had the drop on him in tunnel, and he was on a big flank, and Adren was actually all the way pushed up in a lower, so completely assumed that he had tunnel control and didn't have to worry about a big flank from spawn, but did, and then hit that no-scope. He's hit like 3 this game.
That round might have honestly come down. If Oscar went up on that boost and hit the shot onto Simple, Adren is likely distracted from tunnels at that point because his flank's no longer covered. Maybe he turns around. Like, that was a pivotal frag, but he missed it, and then Simple, realizing the stack is there, finds a headshot through the smoke, through the doors.
Yeah.
And that's another one. That's 4 in a row now for Team Liquid as they strike back on their T side.
Yeah, and HellRaisers are going to have to just walk that off. They've got 1 nade to their name and a couple of expensive pistols, but this lead is quickly dissipating. They don't have much left, and it's really Liquid's round to lose, and it's becoming, Liquid's game to lose. It's a little bit early to call that completely, but at this point, what they're doing is working really, really well. And we had a tunnel push fail to a default I think that they were expecting to go into, and multiple round failed because mid control was taken and used very wisely by Liquid. So HellRaisers have to kind of reinvent themselves at this point. They have a pistol in their name. That's something we can't forget.
Stico's actually using the R8. Can we just talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
Why? I don't get it. Maybe he didn't read the patch notes. Here's Nitro, though. 2 entries. Bring down, well, one of those was the R8 and some other upgraded pistols. No armor. This is actually the first round that HellRaisers have been without rifles, besides the pistol in the second round. So Team Liquid kind of finally earned themselves a freebie. Looks like Simple has paid the price, but the bomb goes down, and Zero is going to try to save an AK.
Yeah,
I don't think Liquid will let him, though.
For sure. Simply not taking too much damage is a feat in itself versus pistols in this game. So it's really good for Liquid in this half to have done that. They still have a few rounds to go, so losing 2 is a win for HellRaisers, I'd say. Getting the bomb down, though, kind of counterbalances that and is really nice for Liquid. Now they move into this round. What are they going to do? If I'm Liquid, I say default one more time. I mean, they could change up the pace. They have actually a really, really great B spawn.
Yeah. That's how they got their first round, just hitting B.
Yeah. Now the thing is that you want to do like a rush B, like a straight up rush B. I mean, if you really think it's going to work versus the setup that you're about to see, like a 3-1-1, if you think you've done A enough. But if not, you're using a lot of utility, right? So if you have a ton of utility and a big advantage in that way, then you want to play the round out a little bit more slowly, get the CTs to burn nades, be a little bit more disciplined.
Wow, they actually try to work out long in a pair. It was Nitro and Hiko trying to open it up. Nitro's gone down. Hiko hoping maybe he's not spotted, looking around the edge of the smoke. But as that Molotov goes into blue bin, I think Hiko realizes they know I'm here. Time to fall back. So Liquid spreading out, 2 in the B tunnels and 2 vying for long control. That's going to fall a little bit flat. And now HellRaisers have themselves with an advantage. And, they've changed it up, right? The double op setup comes out with Oscar and Angel.
Yeah, very powerful. I mean, you can put up to 3 ops to work on Dusty if you really want to. I mean, that's usually only a huge leap. But Alish completely catching Angel off guard. Actually finds a frag on Cat.
Yeah, well, Angel actually lined it up through that catwalk box where a lot of people are throwing that smoke through that allows you to drop into CT. He misses the shot and then pays the price with his life. Zero, though, getting things back under control for HellRaisers. He brings down Alish, but his rotation will be stifled by 2 Molotovs thrown onto the CT ramp.
I mean, Liquid taking their time there. They didn't actually realize that they had done so much damage with that one kill because they killed the op at A site. They made it a retake from long, and now there's 2 players left, and they're both at long.
Yeah. Oscar here in CT. Stiko was able to get 1. He found the kill onto Simple. They've got to expect Oscar to be coming up. Stiko now is going to bait that op shot. Adren will miss it. But Bomb, of course, planted for the catwalk, so they're going to have to work in. And okay, Adren now taking some damage. He's missed another op shot. Peeks over to Goose. Oscar's set up, point there, and look at Hiko. 2 quick frags. Beautifully done. And they find another round. They've tied it up. It's 6-6.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's, you know, man, that kill from Elige was super important. I mean, he came out of nowhere. I had no idea even that he was about to uncrouch right there, and Oscar going down. He was probably very upset about that because he had the only op at A site, and I mean, that can completely change the game. If he was at car, for example, he would probably just been able to tee off of them crossing. Instead, he was in a more aggressive spot and went down without being able to take a shot. So if ever there's a situation to get salty, that's going to be one. And here's long control. They went out with no nades, I think.
Yeah. Well, they got a lot of information middle. They saw the smoke go down a little bit in front of Xbox, and I even heard the comms from the players themselves. Lower B, lower B, lower B. They know that HellRaisers were trying to once again get aggressive. You saw Nitro immediately pull out of the upper tunnels, and then Team Liquid went straight for that long control, expecting the double push and 1 in the B site. So that's 3 players accounted for. Put 3 people long, and you're going to have the advantage if you're Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Even though they've done that, Elige has fallen. Kucher got the kill and remains alive with 25 HP.
I feel like they kind of overstayed their welcome and maybe overextended when they pushed up long with Elige there. I mean, he wasn't going to get the drop on anyone that late into the long control, and if he, I mean, especially running, right? So if he had walked up and they maybe tried to take it like that, instead he went into a 1v1, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but
look at Oscar with this scout, blood in the water, hitting a headshot, bringing down Adren, who was already low, and he's still posted, now jumping right down to 12 HP quickly. Angel's going to take over with that FAMAS spray from that range. Pretty much impossible, but he does put on a lot of damage. Simple at 16 HP, Nitro at 29, and now Zero will bring down Nitro on the ramp. Bomb didn't even go down. Zero gets them both as he creeps up from long, and HellRaisers, it was a long drought, but they strike back when they need to.
Yeah, I think ironically enough for them on that long hit, they could have gotten away with smoking the cross. It would have been almost uncontested. People don't typically like smoking the cross if you don't have to, because you know, people can flash through it, you know, if they're feeling frisky, or they can simply spam it. But it's much better if they spam it to have it smoked, because otherwise you don't have like people like Oscar sitting in CT getting free shots off with a scout, especially when Liquid are coming in the round with a huge advantage, you know, free long control. I think the first mistake was giving up Elige that quickly. Maybe being a little bit too confident, but it is HellRaisers was still a really crappy buy. I mean, Kucher only has a Bombus, and Stiko still has a scout.
Yeah, Stiko landing some shots at middle, and Angel will open it up with the frag onto Elige, not expecting a second man so close. Nitro, though, goes up onto Xbox, jump scouting. Stiko spotted another. That was Hiko back by the palm tree, and the bomb's going to be dropped. Was it Adren that was carrying it? He's going to go up the catwalk to join up with Nitro. Team Liquid on this round, pretty much just starting with their default. They get the B tunnels control, leave Simple to watch that. Hiko was at long, but now they've all moved over to middle and cat control with the bomb. Starting to slide back, but there's Stiko with the scout. The scouts have actually been pretty powerful.
And I think that info allowed Adren to confidently walk out mid here. They know 4v4, you're more than likely not going to see someone in mid. It's very typical to have 2 people in B. A great way to defend a split, but that also allows you to get up there unnoticed, though. Nitro goes down for free. No trade comes out. Wow. Adren goes down through the smoke, and now it's Hiko left alive. Gets 2 kills, though.
Opens up the site just like that. Smoke down for the cross. Doesn't really matter if it's good. He's going to get that bomb plant, so some more money going into the last round, win or lose. And Molotov out to the door. Hiko's going to peek aggressively because it's a 1v2. He's got to do something a bit special, but it does not work out.
He gets that first kill, it gets weird.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets weird. He almost gets the 4K. It was almost a round that that Hiko could have salvaged, but I think you know, the mid-B splits have been weak from Liquid. You know, every single time they come up mid, one guy dies for free. No one's in sight to trade, and they know it's a split, so they know someone's coming out late mid, and then that guy really doesn't have any backup himself, and then the tunnel guys don't really have a split at all, right? Somehow the 2 players in B that are being converged on are able to isolate the team that's splitting them. So it doesn't look very good from a spectator perspective, seeing Liquid trying to split mid-B.
Well, Angel's been tagged, but it was just a scout through the doors, so he remains at 66 HP. Hiko running into some nades as he is. Oh, another one going to go in.
Another one.
Another one. Yeah, I don't understand how only 20 damage, 26 damage off of that nade went off on his toes. Do they have another one? No, only 2 people here at long. Oscar holding the doors with the op in the pit. That will be Kucher. And look at Nitro. He's up cat. Will he expect someone? He's now spotted someone at Game Helper. He's taken that battle. He will check out Goose. No, he goes right into the smoke to plant, but going to be spammed down by Stiko, who was very patient, but gets traded. Now Elige, his turn to plant. Simple with the scout headshot onto Oscar. And Kucher from the pit. What can he do at this range with the A4? So far, not all that much. Last round of the half. And Liquid gets 7 rounds. Pretty good situation for him. Angel coming up cat. He was going to be a big player, but there's Hiko still lurking over at the old green boxes at the top of middle. Better just shut things down here for HellRaisers. 0 though, still giving it a go. Pulls out a nade and gets caught. Adren finds the frag. Kucher alone with 32 HP. He's on the cross. He's going to smoke cat. Flashing as well. And the Molotov goes down. That's going to eat so much time off the clock, but Kucher gets that frag, turns it into a 1 versus 1 now. And if Hiko's going to peek out with the nade, and that'll do it.
Oh, yeah, well played. I mean, Liquid just in this half had just done a fantastic job controlling middle. I mean, that goes without saying. Their early to mid round has been great, like flawless. They've gotten so many opening frags. Even in the early rounds they lost, they were able to do that. And from there, Surmise rounds going up cat, taking long control, hitting B. Even though those splits fell apart with man advantage. Overall, they had there's a lot of good things to say about Liquid's T half.
Yeah, they really turned it around. It was looking rough at first, giving up 6 rounds in a row. You thought, uh-oh, Liquid, we know things aren't going so great over there, and maybe for team morale and just the chemistry in general. They've started off really poorly, but they pulled it right back to a 6-6, kind of faltered a little bit here and there, but ends up in an 8-7 half. And, it was the stronger side for HellRaisers able to start on the defense, and I think Liquid, they've done enough to obviously it's going to be very interesting moving into the second half when it's an 8-7 scoreline.
Yeah, if we go into this next half and it becomes a close game and HellRaisers pull it out, we're going to look back at the rounds where we had that tunnel push where long control was taken, and then it was kind of it was a leash to lead up I think a little bit too far and get fragged. Maybe running off of confidence, right? They had that long streak of winning rounds back to back, maybe getting overconfident in that situation. So, the discipline was showing at the same time. We saw some holes in it, but again, I think Liquid should be relatively proud of that half. Not having a pistol as a part of their round score means a lot too. And I think going into this next half, it's both teams on their weaker sides, which is really interesting considering it was 8-7.
Yeah, and let's look at some of the stats. I'll just rattle them off real quick. The ones we care about the most are usually ADR and just your first kills. So Simple for Team Liquid's got 96.5 ADR. The first kills there going to Elige, who found 2 of them. HellRaisers, though, as a team, had way more first kills. Angel himself had 4. Kucher had 2, and Stiko had 2. And Stiko also had that highest ADR at 93. So keep your eyes on these players as we move in to the second half now, switching things around. HellRaisers on the attack. Team Liquid here on the defense, and starting off this pistol round with more or less a default.
Yeah, looking very similar to the setup that HellRaisers did, with just a small caveat, and that's having an extra man on cat. But what happened differently was falling passive before taking any damage early enough, and we did see HellRaisers come away with the first pistol, so we'll see which one is more fruitful.
So Stiko will be the player to have the utility for HellRaisers. That's going to be a smoke and a 2 flashes. Hiko actually went for a 5-7 no armor, so not opting to turn Simple or Elige into the raid boss, or even the other way around. Nitro's got a kit and a nade and a Dren with the utility. They're set up pretty well. I'd say Liquid are set up pretty well to kill people coming across cat, and so Angel might be a very important player to set pressure on behind them so that he can take the attention away from all his teammates crossing. But that being said, the bomb is actually leaving now, so I wonder if this is an offhand decision, but it looks like cat pressure is going to come out, and a smoke from Liquid might make this a weird round. Wow,
whoa.
A Dren, how does he even find that first kill onto Oscar? And it was Nitro who started off the round killing someone who was trying to go on the long cross. I think it was Kucher who died over there. Now Stiko, and this is going to be tough. Simple, actually, if he can find the frag, he'd be on for the team ace right now. No one's even taken a point of damage. Very dominant round thus far for Team Liquid. And Stiko's being flanked as well.
I feel like I'm gonna go ahead and say this round is over. If Stico wins this, you know, I'll apologize, fine, but I don't think he has a chance to win here. Whoa, getting too fast.
Keep talking,
all right, okay, I'm done. No, a nice attempt to come back. Got the teammates from Liquid, and it really did look like they were super well coordinated. I mean, holding A in that situation, it was interesting. HellRaisers took long control early. They had one person sneak out. Then they had the bomb come out with 2 other people, and then sent those people back. I think assuming that best case right now is Liquid try to retake long, and we'll be ready for that. And if they don't, then we just leave Kutcher here, go back to Cat, try to get control of that, since we know that Liquid aren't retaking long, that they're up on Cat, and we close that gap with blocks.
Whoa.
But Liquid had a smoke for it.
Wow, so much damage taken. This is now really dangerous. They actually only had 2 at A. That was Adren and Elige going for long control. Adren peeks out with the nade, sees 5 people, says hello, dies very quickly. Elige got dinked and then brought down. But now Simple might just be saving the round. He was trying to take the elevator back up to the A site. Instead, he'll kill 2 people and drop back down to the lobby. And another unique boost coming out. This one won't work. Simple falls to the UMP of Kutcher. And the man advantage still maintained by HellRaisers. Bomb also now getting planted. Let's see what Liquid can do from this position. Hugo's got the XM1014, that auto cannon, and wow, man, what a round, and just unfortunate. The strats kind of clashed there, and HellRaisers had the big advantage, peeking into 2 people that had nades out.
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure, I think they just went 2-on-2 there, but I guess it would be because they were afraid of maybe a quick mid split or not having info on mid right away. But, I mean, you could say leaving 2 people at long is enough people to defend against an eco. I mean, it obviously didn't work there. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't work most of the time. However, I just think that if they were to play long together, maybe having 3 people in total would have been a little bit better.
Or just shoot back before you take 180 damage.
Yeah,
Might have also helped.
Yeah, I mean, he was rapid firing that Tech 9.
Yeah. As you do. I mean, why even shoot the Tech 9 slow? Why stop moving when you have the Tech 9? It puts you in such a disadvantage. And this round, everything being cleaned up pretty easily by HellRaisers. Liquid not much into it and not getting much out of it. So HellRaisers leading 10-8.
You know,
we still have so many FAMASas. I wonder if they'll upgrade off of those.
Yeah, and you know, it was not only, you know, it wasn't only a round that Liquid did invest a lot of money into. They had pretty much 5 FAMASas in that round. But HellRaisers screaming, like it makes sense. That was an eco in a situation where they just came off of a slightly unfavorable half, are moving into the second half without the pistol.
And that's I like that you note them making some noise. Like the first half, everyone was so focused on the game. I didn't even hear a peep in the first half from either team, but now HellRaisers, that was a massive round. They're starting to let out some energy. And actually didn't realize that Liquid went for those FAMASas, so yeah, they're broke again. They've just pistols, no armor, not even upgrades. Oscar immediately gets one as they're crossing.
Yeah, I mean, you get eco like that, you just have to walk it off. Like, look at this. If you know they won run round and just lost 3 because of a double save. Like, there isn't much you could do. If you counter buy, it's because you've done so much damage on that second round that it's worth it to take that risk to get a low buy going. If it's the case that the other team didn't even save that many guns on their eco, but because HellRaisers had 3 alive, it wasn't even worth it to do that. So now they just had to eat that loss, walk that off, and come back into the game at 11-8 basically. We have Simple with an op along with a Dren.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the
it's
most
too,
critical.
why not?
Yeah, this is the most critical round that we've seen so far on this map.
Yeah, spending a lot of money. Of course, they just had that pistol round with no buys, no upgraded pistols. That gets them out to the double op. It's a very expensive habit, and they have sacrificed a lot of utility to do this. And even the people that just had rifles don't really have that much to work with. Dren missing the first shot, as I believe it was Kutcher who jumps out, baits it. Oscar will not miss his. He brings down Simple, arguably the more dangerous op that was on the field for Liquid, and that was at middle.
Rivals and former teammates.
Yeah, that was something that was kind of glossed over. Like Simple, yes, HellRaisers has changed a lot, but Simple did play on this team and sub in every once in a while fairly recently. So I wonder if he knows still maybe some of the habits of these guys.
Dren going to have a second chance here to tee off on players crossing. This smoke is going to be an answer to him playing at car. He'll still have the opportunity though. Cat is long.
All right, there he goes. Adren making up for that missed shot earlier on Cat. Brings it back to the 4-4. Now Nitro brings down Oscar through the ledge, actually. And that was the bomb carrier, so slowing things down. That forward progress, well, now it's going to be fine as they drop a smoke to plant for Cat. Liquid, though, still with the man advantage. Angel on a very, very dangerous flank. Zero gets a frag onto Hiko, and suddenly things look very, very bleak for Liquid. Can Elise bring it back? He's found one onto Angel. I don't know if he's aware that Stiko has gone over to the quad box.
Well, a fairly common after plant spot, but if they didn't spot him, maybe they don't assume he's there. That'd be their demise.
Doesn't seem like he knows. Elise was very, very focused, and wow, just like that, Adren coming up to say, hey, let me help, and then Stiko peeks out.
Yeah, and HellRaisers happy again. I mean, they realized the economic implications of that round. The fact that they're able to pick up enough for themselves, you know, change the game from what could have been 11-9 to 12-8. Reset the economy of Liquid. It's, you know, Liquid will lose rounds in a row, and that might come back to haunt them. It gets progressively harder and harder to stage a comeback. The bigger the deficit is later in the game, right? Mentally, that's a big hill to climb.
Yeah, and it was actually Liquid that had a bigger disparity in the performance on CT and T side. Their T side was way better. Their CT side was perhaps a little lackluster, whereas HellRaisers had a very strong CT side in their previous matches on Dust 2, and still a pretty good T side. So Liquid running into financial difficulties, and a strong HellRaisers T side could be in trouble. But Adren finds a P250 headshot. Alish quickly off a cat with the deagle, comes up empty-handed, but there's Adren. He picked up the AK, brings down Kucher as well. Are they going to get in on the winning here with an eco of their own? Just like that, 2 rifles, 2 AKs, still no armor. So maybe there's a chance for Zero and Stiko, but it will not be easy. That cross is being watched. Stiko may want to think about smoking this, yeah.
I'm not sure about you know, what their thoughts were on that round going into it versus Liquid. They might have anticipated that they were that Liquid were going to try to do some kind of heroic force up, considering how far behind they were. But maybe playing it too safe, going right into a default instead of just grouping for something and hitting it. You know, long control is something that you typically can get away with quite often versus ecoing players, but because HellRaisers were relatively spread thin, we have a complete eco. Adren with a 4K, actually. 4 kills for himself, no armor.
Yeah. That's insane.
So, you know, trading rounds back and forth, very intense ones as well. And now it's HellRaisers who won a very crucial round, should have came away with another free one, and now don't have the sizable lead that they had just 1 minute ago.
I mean, Team Liquid with the aggression at mid and the pushing off of Cat pays off in dividends. Adren gets an AK in his hands. It just starts killing everybody. It will not stop HellRaisers from having another rifle round, though. So Team Liquid not quite out of the woods yet. Cat control for HellRaisers already, of course. You've commented on it a couple times. Usually given up on Dust 2 these days, so no problem. And it looks like they're going to drop into CT spawn, but Nitro completely expecting this. The smoke will keep Kucher alive a bit longer. Simple greets him on the other side. He finds 2 until Stiko gets the trade, but it's too late. Oscar and Angel, the only ones up for HellRaisers. Team Liquid, meanwhile, 4 men up.
Yeah, it's nice to see both teams abusing this like mid B and like being able to walk out when they put pressure on another side of the map. CTs get spread thin really easily on this map, considering how far Long is away from the site, and the fact that you have to keep an eye on Cat as well for the split. But it seems like Liquid being able to kill the 2 soft lurks on the other sides of the map, and then, you know, being ready to trade the guy at mid means that they're going to come away with this round having only lost Simple.
So Angel trying to get it done. Cause some more economic damage. 1 versus 4. Full spot. A nice shot onto Adren. Will he realize there's another man still holding out on the site? One playing a Goose. He'll drop a nade onto the top of Nitro.
Yeah.
And Elijah will close it out.
You know, always confident when you see a player at Goose. I'd say it's the most critical part of A, because if you can play Goose, and you can only play Goose if you have long control.
Long control.
So if you can play Goose, suddenly all the guys on Cat have a much more difficult. They have to actually deal with a crossfire coming onto the site as opposed to dealing with a cone that is Car, Long, and all the site boxes as well as the ramp. So Goose adds a dynamic to the site that isn't possible without long control. And if you know that you have it, and you know that T's don't have information on Long, if they come up Cat, they don't have much to do.
Man, those 4 rounds in a row. Going a long way here for HellRaisers. Still able to get out to another rifle with more or less full utility. So they're not done yet. Team Liquid have not earned a breathing period, even though it's both teams that when they go into the eco seem to win them. So I don't even know if that's much of a breath of fresh air either. Simple's taken a lot of damage, down to 18 HP. And so far, Simple top fragger on the server with 20 kills.
Yeah.
And really, everyone on both teams is carrying their weight. The only one that's a little suspect is Nitro's down there at 7 and 18. He's been having a pretty tough time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he is calling.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, for some people it doesn't matter. You know, for players like Shocks or Rain, like they're gonna top frag no matter what. But maybe a new caller, maybe the style of calling they have, one that's more hands-on, more involved, you know, more Coach Carter-esque, I guess,
Nice.
can have more of an impact on you as a player, and it's understandable. Now they've got 3 players dedicated to A, and that's very smart. They really do need to get Nitro in a pit. Oh, he goes down, though.
Yeah, he was kind of floating around in the open water. He got by that flash. Elige, though, went unnoticed, but is traded out. And HellRaisers getting, well, the man advantage goes away there with Adren landing an op shot, but it comes back 3-on-2. Simple on the ramp, going to get smoked off and have to fall back as, oh, not able. I thought I actually got a kill, but they actually just toggled X-ray. I was like, Simple got that? But no. He's forced to fall back into CT. The two friendship retake. Hiko and Simple onto the A site, 2v3.
Yeah.
Can it happen? Oscar's still here with the op. He'll peek out, but actually goes for the close angle, and Hiko is wide, so he gets it. And now another shot on this Hiko, but Zero closes it out. Comes down to a very brief 1v1. Zero with 2 kills.
Yeah, very close. Very, very close. Well played by HellRaisers. They wasted no time. It seems like Liquid got that info and had Nitro rotate all the way from the mid-B position, you know, to dedicate it to helping the players who might have to go up against a split to A because they knew it was going to be A. But HellRaisers got out so quickly that it didn't matter. And they caught him crossing the pit. If they waited one more second, that might have been a completely different round. Nitro in a headshot angle, his teammate at Long being able to help him crossfire as well as throw nades. And once that was lost, HellRaisers had that round. I mean, Hiko ended up in a 1v1, but it really wasn't that close for, up until that moment.
So only 2 in a row there for Liquid. Obviously, they're hoping for more. They're hoping to chain that together and win the map here. Best of ones are going to go a long way in the format of this tournament.
Yeah.
2 best of ones can get you through to a tournament with $1 million. A lot on the line. They will take their time out here as HellRaisers strike back. They lead 13-10. And taking a look at the stats, Oscar looks like has really stepped up with the op once he's got over to the T side. I think he had 1 or 2 first kills again in the first half. Now he's up to 4, so he's been doing a great job of giving HellRaisers a good start.
What's really nice about the way HellRaisers played that last round out as compared to the few rounds previous that they lost in a row, or the couple I'd say, is they changed up the pace by not going into their default and simply going into an A split without map control. That's the reason that Liquid were able to make that rotation so quickly, to get that info without having that complete or any map control of their own. But getting Nitro to pit as quickly as they did was a result of them having map control given to them, and HellRaisers deciding to just do something out the gate. And that's a nice change of pace because they could have risked going for map control, losing a player, going into a split 4v5, and being very obvious about what they're going to do. But instead of doing that, they decided, you know, we think we can take A. Let's do it as 5 right away.
So this is a timeout for Liquid. Their money is okay. They've got to buy with 1 FAMAS and most of their utility on board. What do you think they're talking about? What do they need to adjust or maybe do differently on their defense? Because it's the defensive dust, too, that can actually be very, very difficult.
Yeah, so on CT side, again, your issues as a CT are getting spread thin and having your mid-B player know exactly if you should be helping A or helping the mid-B split. And we haven't seen the mid-B split come out so often from HellRaisers, so we might be thinking, do we want to go for an opening kill on Cat? And how do we make it so that we can be more comfortable in the round later on if it is the case that HellRaisers do not get too peaky, do not get too obsessed with map control and just want to go to something with a 5 split because that seemed to work. So maybe they're thinking because it's a low buy, how do we make this 5v4 as soon as possible? Long control means that, going 1 for 1 though.
Yeah, Lige was still there, and he's like, do I want to repeat this? There was actually even 3. He had a flash, but he decides not to go for it. As that, you know, you're 4v4, you don't want to play from this position, especially on Dust 2. As you've said, defense is spread very thin, even more so. And now Hiko, pulls out that knife, and Zero is on the hard lurk out there in the B desert. So,
jeez, I mean, I don't think I would have expected someone to overextend in that situation. But, I mean, the fact that HellRaisers were instantly at an advantage when they went 1 for 1 at Long and got long control, they might have expected Liquid to push something. So it's just Zero was in such a good spot for that. I mean, you know, that's a hard counter to what Hiko was trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, Liquid's got to be feeling the pressure. It seems like HellRaisers had a good read. Someone's going to want to make a play. It was nearly Elish who did it at long, but backed off, and then Hiko decides to come out of the B tunnels.
What I don't
make
get
that rotate, but
yeah, what I don't get is if you go 3 players at long, then why aren't you fighting?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You don't have cat control anymore, right? So they're going back to take it late. If someone was if Angel was up there on cat waiting for him, he would have got that kill on Elish, or at least had a 1-for-1 and got all the information on the cat split. So, I mean, they could have just stuck there with Elish. Or actually, sorry, who was it? Nitro Nitro went 1-for-1. They could have stuck there with Nitro and try to trade out favorably. You know, they still, I feel like if you have 3 players there, enough to deal with a bunch of players coming through one choke point, right? You can wide peek with your teammates and funnel nades in, get to pit, molly blue bin, you know, flash them as they're crossing. I think there's a lot more you can do, and instead, you know, letting it get to a 4v4 almost always favors terrorists, especially on a map that we already considered T-sided. So
I think maybe that comes down to just feeling the pressure. Suddenly they're like 4-on-4. All right, maybe we can just make it work back into the site, because if we go down here, then we're pretty much out of the round.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Hiko pushes out and dies, they were pretty much out of the round. And you can see Simple, Adren, and Elias just all holding onto their guns here.
I think that's like the definition of playing scared, though.
Yeah.
Like if you know.
I think it was too.
Yeah, like like saying that to yourself, like we're out of the round. You know, if we go here and die, it's like if we go back, like aren't we even more out of the round? It's like they've got such a harder hill to climb. They're, you know, basically banking on the fact that no one's there to test Elias on cat when we just see people coming out long. So it's obviously going to be some type of A hit. So it's like almost they almost took more of a risk by trying to play too safe, and here they are going through the 3 longs. And see, they all peaked right here. If they peaked like that last round at long, they would have been able to help Nitro.
Yeah, I think it was just
trades.
a 3-on-3. I think they still had a guy top mid. Maybe there was 4. Obviously, Zero was lurking out in the desert there. Hiko with just a 5-7 on this round, able to find 1 kill inside of B. He was there alone. Simple, the closest rotator, playing on middle. But we'll have to wait on his team, who's not too far behind it, but as the smokes go down, the mollies as well. He's going to push through. Flash comes over. He's right next to Stiko. Shoots him in the face. 3-on-3, though. HellRaisers, well, the bomb's down over in default, but it is not planted.
Yeah, 3-on-3, no bomb down. I mean, they could have the decision, right? If someone goes to plant the bomb, that's 1 person on the bomb and 2 people to defend. So if they get 3 to go in as soon as they plant, they could do that. Or they could wait for the retake, and that's just a little bit more of a difficult task, especially with no nades. They have a leash. He could smoke out the tunnel, and that would be 2 key players if they do that. So this retake is actually viable. Smoke comes out.
They smoke the tunnels trying to get Oscar, but he just moves out to the double boxes. He gets the first frag as Adren tries to come through the window, nearly hitting the second. Oh, actually misses onto Elish, but there's Kucher underneath in the sight. It's a 1-on-1, him versus Nitro, and Nitro will get it. 2 kills on the round and the defuse, keeping Team Liquid alive, as that would have meant match point for HellRaisers. That had to be so much pressure on that retake.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, throwing that smoke in the tunnel is exactly what they needed to do, and it put HellRaisers in an awkward spot. They still managed to get out of the tunnel, but they're not in their comfort zone anymore, right? They're like, oh, we got to after plan for a tunnel. You know, these guys are low on nades. They most likely can't smoke us out, but suddenly they got to change up the game plan while Team Liquid are pushing into the site, and Nitro just saved them from match point. So that was a huge round from them.
Hiko gets tagged. So this round now we see Rifle still for HellRaisers, but it was Hiko with the 5-7 in the last round. Now it's going to be Angel with a CZ in this one, 14-11. Checking out the money. I mean, if HellRaisers can win this round, it's more than likely the map.
More than likely, yeah. Yeah, that's that's a backbreaking round to win. And here we have 3 players on Cat. Nitro in a very, very important position. Bomb's already crossed the elbow.
Yeah, Zero fortunate to be alive. Minimizing that profile, crouching over behind those baskets, and then he gets over to quad box, so he's safe now. The rest of his team trying to make their way up, going to re-smoke CT, try to keep Nitro at bay. Simple also coming that way, so that smoke neutralizing 2 big players right now for Team Liquid. Still 5-on-5, 5v5 post-plan onto the A site. Sometimes when you have this many men alive, there's like not enough room for the terrorists to even sit.
Yeah, to all get good positions, so that is one thing. Nitro also just makes it 5v4.
Simple also coming up, yeah, and it's the 2 players coming up the C2 ramp that find the opening kills, and now it's going to be up to Stiko with the op. Zero peeks out for quad box, Adren behind the barrels, gets the shot onto Stiko, and it all comes onto Angel and Liquid again. 5-on-5 retake, keeping 3 up and keeping themselves in this game. HellRaisers will be taking an eco.
Yeah, I think that was the most salient point. Like, HellRaisers did have a 5v5 after plant, but that's not as good on Cat as it is like in B site, for example.
Yeah, it's hard on A.
The choke points are harder. Instead, Liquid still have a retake spot on long. They have 5 teammates alive. as we just mentioned. They had, Angel on the lurk, but they know that he always flanks and that he's typically going to be in lower tunnels. He also only had a CZ. So in a lot of ways, Liquid, didn't have much to be afraid of, except for the fact that they're fighting to stay off of match point.
Yeah, so this game going down to the wire. HellRaisers here just with some P250s and a Tech 9. They're going to run straight through the fire and the flames into the B site. Simple and Hiko at site and doors, and, well, it's cleaned up.
That's a confidence-boosting round right there. Lose no players, no bomb goes down, spray everyone down so you get all the kills, and it really does matter. Their economy is not fantastic, so it really does matter that they ended it as cleanly as they did. And now we're coming up on 14-14 after 2 really, really incredible retakes. Liquid earned themselves an eco, but HellRaisers have done a really good job of changing it up once they've lost a couple of rounds, and we'll see if they can kind of find that magic once again. Here, it is going to be a round played out slowly by both teams. A lot of utility being saved by Liquid, important to point out. And HellRaisers with enough utility to bring this into the late round, sell some fakes, burn some Molotovs.
Well, just testing the waters right now. Some flashes going which way. Now some nades over middle. Still nothing. No one really committed to anything. We just have Zero watching the B push here. Stiko watching it long. And Angel, Oscar, and now Kucher with the bomb. He's a little more passive, but all more or less in the middle. And Angel's, he's really hoping someone peeks him. But now as the smoke goes down, he hears it bouncing in, so he backs off. Simple going for some spam and finds one through the doors.
Huge kill.
Fan advantage for Liquid. That is massive. He took some damage himself, but he'll take that any day of the week.
It was nice watching the communication there from Simple and Nitro. They had to synergize in that moment, and that kill was huge. Now Adren is in a really, really comfortable spot. I mean, they got mid control, so he can just keep his eyes on Cat. He knows that Nitro can also help him out. Oh, and there's a part of the long split shut down as well. Now 3v5.
Yeah, Nitro coming up the CD slope. He's been so good at that position on these retakes. Actually, maybe even friendly fire coming out. There's Nitro with the kill. Adren at Game Helper finds his kill, and a very clean round again. The cleanliness of these rounds is paramount for Team Liquid because the money, when you get down to rounds 29 and round 30, is so important. HellRaisers actually can pistol armor here and then still be fine for a full buy just because if they lose, they'll be going on to max bonus to maybe take it to 15-15, but still a bit away from that. Someone could still win this.
Yeah, they're not, like, HellRaisers should not be able to win a round on a rush here with the amount of utility that Liquid have. It worked that one round that Liquid went too long. They haven't done that since. They've been going 3 long. The only other round that failed was when they tried to, or they went 3 long, but one person peaked a little bit too early, or, whatever the case, maybe the spacing was bad. But here on this round, like, HellRaisers should save. I mean, they could force up. There's way too much on the line. Like, I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision from the caster deck. Yeah. They should wait because they not only do they not have enough money on this round, but they have enough money to make it tempting. But if they save for one round, they're going to have enough money to almost certainly win if they play good Counter-Strike, right? So here they're throwing a lot of caution to win if they try to do that. And I think they maybe just be talking about next round, but at the same time trying to see how they can make an impact without spending too much money.
It's tempting. Like you said, the money's at the perfect position where it is very tempting to go for a pretty hefty force.
They've seen it work.
They could certainly just upgrade their pistols, and with max bonus, we'll be fine.
They could still win, right? They could still win.
And we've seen it happen twice, one for each team in this game, just winning on pistols.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oscar spending a little bit of money here. We do. I mean,
he goes below 2K, so that's a little.
That's a dip.
I mean,
much. Especially.
Oh, now to 1,200.
Especially for an opper, and they can spend some money here and still have a full buy next round. Kucher,
they're going for it. It looks like the executive decision backfired.
I mean, 3,500. So they're looking at, like, Kucher's looking at a max of 4,300 next round, depending on whether or not. This is 2 people on 800. And they do have 5 minutes to decide their buy here. It's a huge risk. The one thing they maybe don't want to go to is OT, right? That's the only reason you would want to try to force up here, just not to go to OT. But I think maybe the way they see it, they get 2 half buys. Maybe you don't have to go to OT.
Yeah.
I'd rather the all or nothing in terms of saving, but I don't know.
Because generally,
this
you go for the high risk, high reward, where your high reward is you're going to break the other team's money. But Liquid, like I said, those rounds were very clean. Their money is in no danger right now. Even if they all die, they're going to have a full rifle going into round 30. And HellRaisers is basically going to have this buy 2 rounds in a row now.
Yeah. And you know that pause works both ways, right? One team pauses, but both teams get to talk, so that favors Liquid in a big way as well. And it looks like Long is being taken fast, which they did on a
Got him one round.
yeah on a. Ooh, are they gonna get caught out? No, Adren gets the first kill.
Yeah, the Tech-9's at that range. There's no hope. I mean, there is a Deagle here on Angel. He's now taking some damage. Elise just hiding out behind the site, single box, and HellRaisers are hightailing it out of here. Oscar's gone down. I think he actually spent the most money on the team, and 2 smokes were used on that cross, and they didn't commit to it. So now a lot of the utility's gone. They're going to go back. This is the one that should land in CT, cover off the cross from down below. So at least that's covered again.
Yeah, you know, in terms of playing this round out like chess, they have almost no other option but to go back and wait whether or not they want to go long again. And here they are just going to try to cross as fast as possible. Nitro does get that kill through the smoke.
Luckiest shot of his life, and it's such a big moment in this match. Just like that 5-on-2, Kucher and Angel can really do nothing from this position. Deagle, Tech-9 both have Molotovs. Eco will spot them crossing, actually just one of them, and okay, Adren finishes him off. Nice shot over the top of the Xbox. Now Kucher working up Cat. 1 versus 5. This would be a round.
Yeah, Adren starting to get up there too. Just, you know, honestly playing really, really well. And Liquid move into next round. It doesn't matter if they lost all their players in this round and won it. They would still have enough money for this next buy. HellRaisers, however, you know, took a little bit of a risk there in the sense that we see Zero now 3,500. Oscar had 4K. So Oscar has 4K, where they could have had, you know, 6K apiece, Molotovs, gold chains.
Why not?
Boats.
White vans.
Jet skis, white van. Back at it again.
It's all about the white vans. You got to look fly when you're winning on Dust 2. Although the white vans might get dirty on Dust 2. Here they go, though. Like we did mention, the max bonus will get them out to an okay round. Oscar was obviously dropped that off because there's no way he had enough. He bought so low, but he still has it in a couple smokes. There is a chance for OT. Liquid with the lead, though. One of the best hopes for North America here to make it to the major, and it's coming down to the wire in the very first match here of these offline qualifiers.
Here we have like that. Since that cat split got shut down so effectively last time, they've dedicated Nitro to this double stack in CT, which I think actually makes a lot of sense. The first time he's played here, I feel like, in this half, and Adren's been keeping them scared for going A, as well as Elise, who's been an anchor at long and a beast of one. So now Adren's going to look for this info again. He's missed this shot before. If he gets this kill, it might be it, honestly. And he does find it.
Nice. Kucher dodged that bullet many, many times in this half, but not now. Adren stepping up to the plate.
Now, what do? HellRaisers have gone down in man advantage and turned it into another split really quickly. And Elise looking for info. 5v4 actually gets shut down at long, and it leaves Adren by himself now at A.
He breaks the golden rule, Launders. As 4-on-4, Stiko's going to drop into CT. Is there anyone there on the other side to kill him? No, he's actually going to go to Adren, who's now fully flashed. Stiko's going to bring him down. A control now for HellRaisers. Bomb to be planted. Got Simple on the ramp, some pushing up middle. Going Cat, that's actually going to be both of them. Or is Nitro going to fly over to long? Yeah, Nitro's going to go long. Hiko on Cat and Simple up. So they're attacking from every place that they can. But look at Angel. He's still over at the B double doors. 2-on-2 regardless. Hiko hits a headshot onto Stiko. Nice little rhymes as Nitro brings down Oscar. 2 plays 1, and that 1 is Angel. He's got the post plant. That's about his only advantage in this situation. Now he brings it to a 1 versus 1 and the jumping headshot from Angel from the elevator.
That didn't
just happen. Just like that, we're in OT.
That didn't just happen. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. I mean, okay, that jumping shot, sure. That Liquid almost. Okay, Liquid. Okay, well, one thing I'm super upset about right now, and like, you know, we can give people a minute to sit on the fact that Angel just got that 1v2 with the jumping AK. That just happened. But I think one of the most impertinent facts that will be missed in that round was that Elise just tried to flank long 5v4 and died.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he could have taken as much time as he needed. He honestly, I didn't see what happened, but he probably had the opportunity to shoot someone in the back and got turned on. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that happened. But still, I mean, just having the info and pushing long, not dying is the most important part of that. I mean, he could have flanked long, he could have flanked Cat late. He could have just not pushed at all, and they would have had a perfectly easy time securing that round. You know, that being said, his teammates on the retake did a fantastic job. It came down to the 1v2.
Still can't believe it.
You analyze that. Welcome to Counter-Strike.
You can't analyze that.
No, I mean, that's like, you know, that's what makes this game crazy and amazing at the same time. But now we're going to OT, and, you know, it's going to be HellRaisers in the much better mood going into OT than Liquid.
Yeah, absolutely. As well, I was trying to pull up some more stats to find the first kill data. Oh, there it goes. So Simple leading the charge. He has a big match. There's going to be a lot of kills since we went the full 30 rounds. He almost goes kill per round. Simple was 26 and 22. Even Adren, like, we still saw some missed op shots on Cat, and we're like, all right, a couple questionable rounds. But overall, great performance, 23 and 19. Hiko did all right, 17 and 18. Nitro started off really, really slow, but towards the end there was doing a lot better. Had some incredibly lucky shots. That one where he got the last bullet from his M4 through the smoke at Long Cross, that was insane and a big kill. But it's actually HellRaisers who has had, it seems like, the majority of the first kill rounds. I mean, Angel had 5 and Oscar had 4 alone. And here we are into OT. Finally going to get started. Everyone, of course, 10K, MR3, and the ops come out here on Adren and Oscar.
And they've got to just, once again, Liquid just have to walk that off because they are moving into OT whether they like it or not, and it's HellRaisers who just had a really heroic round that they were able to celebrate. I think that's a round that brings you together, I think. So from that perspective, I think it's HellRaisers who have the opportunity to set the pace here and are working into default. These teams kind of mirror each other a lot of the times. Mid control, you know, early cat aggression. But it's Liquid to actually challenge Cat quite often. I think we had Oscar like sneak up here a couple of times. Nitro's actually in a spot that if someone tries to cross, Adren's going to take a shot, but he's going to peek and get that kill no matter what. And there it is.
Yeah, it's baited perfectly. Nitro is there just waiting for Kucher. So many times he's tried to jump and bait the shot. He does successfully, but then he runs right into Nitro. That last wall of defense here. Now Adren can just kind of go back in and hold the same exact angle. Maybe get another kill for a 5-on-3.
Another one.
He's another one. He's a bit far back, and yeah, he'll have to drop off here. Might be in danger of getting caught with the smoke out, but will survive to fight another day, dropping back into CT. And Liquid have actually been great at retaking from the CT ramp.
Yeah, no fifth man come out late for a leash. He can just hold long control, and when Liquid come up the ramp, they don't have to watch their back. That's the value of having it. He can also help out as an extra man, and the bomb is attempting to go down here, but we already have Nitro coming up the ramp. He's going to be a crucial man here. Stico takes him down, but is the only man left, so that might not be a big deal, but he's getting 3 kills, and he only needs 1 more. He goes alone, but he finds the clutch and shuts down the dreams of Stico. Wow, that was very, very close.
Yes.
Nice shooting from him.
I mean, they were even trying to go together, but just because the angle that you have when you're up on that ace site, he was one head after another. He got all 3 of them very nice, but Hiko coming across the catwalk changes things up and is able to win that brief 1 versus 1. Certainly a nice highlight round for Stico, but at the end of the day, what matters now is the round wins, and they didn't get it.
Yeah, that they didn't get. I mean, they didn't get it. They didn't really come close until Stico brought it to a 1v1. We had Liquid with the superior setup. I love how they're challenging Cat passive-aggressively, I guess is the best way to describe it, where they're not actually playing on Cat, but they're waiting for someone to come up and get their attention. And they're offered up that kill because they have that op advantage. Adren coming out with another entry. The CT will always get there before you with the best spawn. And recognizing that, realizes that he can take that free pick. It wasn't even on his screen because of the angle. A little known, not so well known fact: if you're closer to the wall than the person that you're peeking, they have the ability to see your body before that you can see them at all. So keep that in mind. Don't want to really go close to walls when peeking corners unless the person that you're peeking is really, really far away.
So Nitro boosted up on the box. He'll be able to peer over that smoke. Will they check it, pre-fire it, or do anything about it? No, he's going to spot them running up. He's get that long-range spray down, running out of bullets in the A1S, but finds that first frag, and Simple at B getting 2 out of the tunnels. That's Kucher and Zero taken down. Stico gets to the window, and Simple's there to react to that as well. Finds a 3K, and Team Liquid now doing very, very good on their CT side. 17 to 15 right now. You know,
they're doing very, very good. It's like the only times it comes close is from hero plays from HellRaisers, and like overall, I'd say Liquid have. There's more to say about Liquid CT side in general. They just their early to mid rounds has been fantastic. Getting the opening frag, you know, you never get worried about them. You know, they always get that first kill, make it seem like it's good. And the only time that anything ever goes wrong is when HellRaisers are able to multi-kill in response because, you know, they do their cat control or ooh, whoa. That was a close one. Wow. A Dren actually tagged. Coming out in favor there.
Yeah, and that's a little bit what you're talking about. You know, Oscar didn't see him at all, but or sorry, Adren didn't see him at all, but Oscar did. Takes the shot, misses, and then Adren's able to tag him back, just realizing, all right, he's shot. I'm going to shoot through the doors. A lot of early damage. Still not a frag. Adren and Elige, very aggressive as a duo there at Long. They've got a lot of control, and it'll just be Nitro. As you mentioned, Long is controlled, so he can post up in Goose, and that's a very powerful position to hold the A site from.
Yeah, and you know, it's not something you can use every single round, but if you know that they're going to come up cat on you, you don't challenge cat. This is a new way to defend against it, and once again, create a crossfire. So they still have to deal with the Dren, but once they get up there, they might not expect Nitro to be there at all because last round he was mid B.
Yeah, we take a look at the 3K leaderboard before this happens. Nitro, Simple, and Stiko each with 2. We saw one of Stiko's just recently, and Kucher has grabbed one of those. Will we see any more? Nitro again, holding out at Goose. Still, Adren has fallen back off of Long, playing at Car or Game Helper here with the op. He's got to suspect that they've been dropping off. A great flash. Kucher able to find the opener this time. Getting a bit of revenge for some rounds previous. 0 brings Nitro out of Goose. They're expecting the setup. Still, Elige at Long will win his battle. So shutting down one angle of the attack as he kills Stiko. But it's HellRaisers. 4 on 3. Simple. Fantastic spray control. Finds a second. Brings down 0. And 3 on 2 for Team Liquid. Kucher at Long still getting a frag. Now Oscar gets Simple over in the A site. He's holding out. Hiko trying to make his way up in a 1v2, and he can't get it done. HellRaisers will find one round on their T side in overtime. It's 17-16. Team Liquid leads.
That was actually really, really well played from HellRaisers. They got that drop off of Cat, and I think they had like I think they were once because they had someone jump off a Cat, do a spawn drop. Then they had a really good idea that there was no one since there was no one Game Helper. There was almost certainly someone Goose, right? Because if Nitro's not in Game Helper, or he's not on top of the boxes or trying to spam through the smoke in CT, then he's somewhere at A. And typically that's where you would rotate him because that's easily your best spot for him to be. Also, they know they can count on Elige at Long most typically. He's done such a great job as an anchor there. He always gets the frag. And so I think they handled that setup, even though it was a new one, really, really well with that spawn drop. And they know that like Adren isn't going to be spotting the smoke, right? And they really rely on Adren. That is Liquid. They really rely on Adren to catch players crossing, and in rounds previous, HellRaisers would just come all the way across and give them an opening frag, but this round they didn't. So good adjustments being made on both sides, and I'd say that was quite a fantastic round from HellRaisers.
Yeah, the HellRaisers have been pretty good too. If they do get the cat control, like they're like, all right, now we know he's at Long or playing at Car, so they've been able to drop off and get him flashed. And Adren has died flashed with the 5-7 out. From that position many, many times. So they've been adapting to each other. It's why it's been so close. Obviously, we got to OT, and there's, of course, a chance always for more. And looks like the players are about ready to go, so we can start things off again. HellRaisers back onto their stronger side of the map. We started off the day talking about that. Their CT side is very strong. They get about 59% of the rounds there, so it's very likely that they could get 2 rounds, maybe even 3, but now you got to kind of look at it as this game has been underway. They're knowing each other's tendencies right now. There was some talk about whether these teams really would have even scouted each other out before the tournament, but now on playing Dust 2, they certainly have. They know what each other are doing.
Yeah, you know, D2 is just a map where you can't really have a playbook that runs super deep in the first place. So to go to OT, as you're saying, like getting so used to the teams that are the team that you've been playing against for the last 30 or more rounds means that you're kind of doing the same tricks over and over again, just in different order maybe. Trying to open up the round differently is the most you can do. And so, yeah, it's a battle of attrition coming into OT. And the quick mid pressure makes a lot of sense here. Liquid able to get out and might turn this into their first successful mid B split.
Angel was watching the doors. He's forced to go back into sight. 0 Car. Oh, man, that's a spray down he needed to find that kill. Goes down empty-handed. Team Liquid now 5 on 3, getting the bomb down and getting into those post-plant positions. They've got men in tunnels. They even have one lurking, and that's going to be Hiko. He'll see you later in the bomb site.
Hey, my name is Hiko.
Now Kucher trying to get in through the window. Oh, underhanding that nade. Yeah, Nitro taken out. Well done by Kucher. And spray down through the double box. Headshot onto Elise. HellRaisers now, time is getting lower. 3-on-2 now. Simple with a nice spray here from the closet, but Kucher finding him as well. Another 3K for him. Stiko, he's spotted Adren. Someone can get on that bomb. Smoke's going down. Adren getting a kill somehow in that exchange. And do they have it?
Oh my goodness. What a fantastic, wow, huge round from Kucher. Get those 3 kills. I mean, Liquid were challenging him because they all had favorable spots. I mean, the first kill came with that nade. And then the kill over double stack getting dinked, and then finding the frag on Simple at Car after getting that info and then re-peeking later. That's a heartbreaking round for Liquid to lose. They got 2 entries right away. They got onto B site, one of the hardest sites in the entire game to retake, and they did it. They did it 5v3 and still couldn't win.
I'm pretty sure Adren saw blood on that one, so he knows that he's tagged up 0, but it looks like it's a fight for long control to start off the round. 4 people here for Team Liquid. Only 3, 4, well now 2 as Kucher goes down. Oscar strikes back with the op, but he's going to quickly fall. Hiko deleting him out of the round, and it's 4 versus 3. A very healthy 4 for Team Liquid, and a kind of a battered 3 here for HellRaisers. Angel giving a quick peek with a flash, but doesn't catch anyone blind.
That smoke is a bit of an optical illusion. It seems like a really, really nice one, but actually gave Angel a really easy angle to peek safely. Dren opping mid here. This is something DMDs do in matchmaking this late into the round. But in this situation is much more of an advantageous position, considering they took long. They might not have expected him to be there, so it makes a lot of sense for him to be trying to get that info. Mid is like maybe the thing that makes D2 the most exciting map in general for most people, because the round starts right away and you get so much info as a terrorist looking down that long lane. And Simple just causing a bit of a distraction over at A. Zero's here in the tunnel, but didn't have to deal with any noise coming from spawn, so now Adren, will he be spotted? And he does find that frag, and that's almost, I want to say the round, but we saw what happened last one.
Yeah, the retakes have been good. Not a lot of utility on this one, though. Angel with just an incendiary. They both have kits, but they're a man down going into the B site, as we've noted, the hardest one to retake here. And there's, that one's perfectly timed, but flashes go out, and Angel, yeah, not quite able to capitalize on his well-placed incendiary as he gets flashed, and Nitro and Hiko will close it out. Team Liquid now back in the lead.
Liquid looks super strong. Like they're just they're playing really, really well. I mean, like Hiko was raising some issues about the team that he was worried about, I guess, coming into these matches here on LAN. But it doesn't seem like they're having any issues in terms of communication, playing structured. They're looking just as well structured as HellRaisers. And I don't know how much that means because, HellRaisers aren't tier 1. Yeah. But
they can be hit or miss at lands as well.
For sure, yeah, for sure. But that being said, I've seen HellRaisers have some very notable rounds in this game as well as Liquid. So something to be said for that. Now it's 1-op versus 1-op. A default going on here for both teams. Mid control always giving up to the terrorists on both sides. Cat control not being fought for. You don't even need too many nades to take it these days.
Yeah. Hiko actually did start off the round with an op just because it's the last round of the first OT. But of course he's now thrown that down and goes back to the AK. Even with the 2 ops, they were unable to tag anyone crossing. Here's Oscar from Game Helper watching on the catwalk. Actually now kind of just moving over to A ramp, a little bit more aggressive look in to catwalk, but the smokes will go down, and now Oscar expecting the drop. Goes to look for it, but it's very, very blind. So is Kucher, and Nitro finding the opening on this round, a round that could be the last. Angel once again, the second time at least that I've seen him in that spot, kind of unconventional, finds 2 just like that into a 3-on-3, and Angel's still alive. Possibility for a 3K. He's going to go check out on middle. Now he knows he's got a man in CT, whether they didn't even need to communicate it because they put eyes on each other, and Angel has shifted over to Car. This will not be expected. He's at least good for another. Sprays down 2. Oh, nearly finding the ace to take it into a second OT, and now it all falls onto Hiko. 1 versus 2 going into the tunnel. Stiko just holding the angle, but Hiko too quick. We all know about his reaction timing, and Oscar in the window takes an op shot, misses, didn't take any damage. Door still smoked off, but the time is getting low. Oscar can definitely manipulate the clock.
He's got 11 seconds to plant. He's going to have to get the bomb down here. Not even much room to fake. I think Oscar will just let it go down. That would be a really, really crazy play for him to try and deal with that right away. But Oscar pre-firing the right side of that box, knowing that he's going to commit to it, and making it seem like he's only going to shoot 3 or 4 bullets and just continuing with that spray. Wow. That was a BDP if I ever saw one.
It certainly was, and so much on the line. And we'll go into a second OT as we end 18-18, and I believe they will stay on the sides they were on. So it'll be HellRaisers starting off on the CT side.
Yeah.
Where actually the overall like static defenses weren't as good as they might have been in regulation, but the retakes that we saw like from some of these teams on the CT side here in overtime, when the pressure's really on, they're both really good.
Yeah, it was disconcerting seeing Angel being able to sneak up to that spot, and it seemed like on X-Ray that Liquid were not concerned at all with anybody being a car anywhere in the site that they haven't cleared, and him getting that 2K, almost the ace, was kind of just good positioning on his part, but Liquid kind of are losing these rounds that they're having like so much. Again, they're early to mid, super good. And then the only time that HellRaisers seem to be able to take a round, hero plays. And like Nitro getting that spawn drop, they know that once that happens, it's going to be a quick mid B split. We saw this happen multiple times this game. Typically, he doesn't get the kill though. When he got the kill, you just feel like, oh wow, this round's locked in for Liquid. You know, they have enough firepower. They have enough map control, and we've seen them lose rounds because they haven't got this kill, but then get close. And now we see them get this kill, so wow, they're definitely going to win it. But then Angel was able to play that spot. He played that spot once again.
But the first time he did it, he got the kill at middle, peeked window, and then just fell back outside of the B site, waited for his teammates. But this time he fell inside, sneaky beaky like, as the CTs always like to be, and then really sneaks over to Car and just makes the biggest play. Nearly had the ace on such a critical round. And here we are live into OT2 now. HellRaisers still on the CT side, and Team Liquid, they are the terrorists.
Simple actually picking up the op here on T side. I think that's really interesting. But wow, Oscar winning the duel though. That's a huge opening kill, and again, favored for the CT side of Long to get it, but fully aware that wow, Stiko, that was a bit of a flick right to the face.
Yeah, so HellRaisers starting off very dominant on this round, and quickly take a look at that Twitter poll. What the community thinks: 57% to Liquid, 43% to HellRaisers, and of course, cast your vote using the hashtag MLG CS Qualifier. As Angel at the B double doors, spraying down and slowing the forward progress. They're in the middle for Team Liquid. They've not really been able to move out, and now Stiko's actually got them pinned in lower B. Seeing elbows, shooting at elbows. Doesn't look like they're pointy enough.
This seems like this has probably been the first round in OT that Liquid have.
Ooh, Hiko, is he gonna find a third? Another man out there.
Whoa, a third
there
kill.
it is.
This is a 1v5, 3 kills right now. 49 seconds, 2 players to find the bomb down right behind him.
Through the door, not like this.
Oh my goodness, taking the round in his own hands, just ending it quickly, playing off sound there and just getting that kill. Wow, that's a hard round to lose. He honestly looked like he was about to just take it really quick, but that's the first round that Liquid just got decimated, picked apart in their default in OT. I think either on their C or T or CT side so far.
Adren not even going to take a shot, not worried about it. Not wanting to get baited because he realized that smoke was further back. Doesn't want to shoot into the smoke, then having someone peek really, really close on it. But look at Angel, so aggressive. He's going to catch Nitro hopping around. That's bombed down at the palm tree. Turns to lower B. A lot of damage to Elysian. It's actually Adren who gets the frag. Elysian on the assist. Oscar now tagged up and then tagged again down to 9 HP as he drops, I think, a flash over. Kucher going to watch the push through, and that's simple down. 4 plays 3 now. HellRaisers with the advantage.
Wow, he
in
got
men
that
and in
headshot.
rounds.
He got that headshot running. That crosshair wasn't even really on him.
Running, jumping, doesn't matter.
And now cat control's taken. They put some pressure on B. They had Oscar receding to the site at B as well. And now it looks like players from HellRaisers are retaking, but Liquid are going to take their time here because they're not completely sure that they have a site to themselves and will have to essentially watch their back. The thing is, they can't have their plan for long either, so this really, really favors HellRaisers.
Great flash from the Liege. He's going to go out. Zero's looking the wrong way, still covering lower B. He doesn't know about the other man. That was Kucher, the one who was actually blind. A little unfortunate there for Liege. Didn't quite peek wide enough to get all the information, and now he's found Hiko. Bomb down, man, at quad. That's Oscar with the op shot. Kucher on the assist. HellRaisers 20-18.
Yeah, and they seal that up. And again, that's you know, Liquid starting out the round a little bit weak and then coming back and then making the most of it, but losing to the fact that they didn't have enough. They didn't have long control there, and because they came up cat so slowly, they didn't really have cat either. And you know, if they knew that no one on the site, they would have just ran up and planted. But how could they know that without map control? And that's the value of map control right there. But it looks like Liquid just taking a spawn right here, looking to seal up the last round of the half.
Some friendly damage coming out. Elige finds the opener. Now Stiko peeking, nearly finding 2 lined up, but Elige is there to save the day. So Liquid with the man advantage.
Will they expect Oscar
wow.
at A? Whoa, the cat
Yes.
split.
Yeah, Nitro just kills Oscar for free. He probably doesn't realize where that even came from. And now Zero. He's going to go up cat, try to get some control, but okay, well-timed Molotov. That'll force Adren to move out. Zero finds the kill. Does still take a lot of damage, though. And Nitro holding out here with the 100 HP. Zero will take another approach, as it is the last round here of the first half of the second OT. So they are going to go for it, but can get nothing done. Simple and Nitro lock it down.
2-1 halves. 2-1 halves. And there on that round, Liquid were able to split A, and it seemed like Oscar, if they peeked him, was about to have a lot of impact because they'd seen Oscar play mid and mid B and B so often that they almost could have maybe not been so afraid of it. And good thing Nitro peaked so early and aggressively up cat. Otherwise, for Liquid, he could have they could have gotten right back into a mad disadvantage situation and had a retake from HellRaisers up cat. But that being said, HellRaisers won 2 really telling rounds. I think they're very strong, convincing rounds that reflect well on them. Whereas Liquid, like in the come away with that round that was close or a little bit closer, and in the first half we're able to win 2 convincing rounds themselves. So maybe it seems like the momentum's shifting a little bit, even though very slightly because it's still 2-1.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's hard to get a good beat.
It's really hard to tell, especially when it's Dust 2. It's been so close, so back and forth. The thing I will say, Team Liquid, their defenses on the CT side weren't actually that great. The sites were going up, giving up, and the bomb was going down, but then the retakes were just phenomenal.
That's true. That's true.
And then, of course, that one round they lost, they maybe even shouldn't have. Just Angel making some crazy plays. Although that was still when they were on their T side. But yeah, it's so hard to call exactly what's going to happen. I think we're strapping in. We're here for the ride. We're sitting in racing chairs, so
that's true.
You know, we're ready to go. So are the players.
Shout out to DX Racer for supporting my butt.
Yes, thank you for that.
And MLG.
So 20-19, HellRaisers with that 1 round lead here. So they will only need 2. 22 is the number you're looking for to close it out.
Something we haven't seen from HellRaisers is pretty much like, we've seen 2 quick Bs, I think, from Liquid, and none from HellRaisers. So you kind of have that card, they kind of have that card in their back pocket if they ever wanted to do that. And again, they had to find a way to reinvent themselves over and over again, especially going this deep into OT. But it's not to say that they'll ever do it. It's just not something that's common for some teams.
And away stack here, Simple. They'll be on top, waiting for someone to hop up onto Xbox. It might be Angel, but no, he's still biding his time here in lower B. Another smoke going to go more aggressive. That one might make Angel wonder just because it did come a little far forward.
And this is actually like a full unique setup from Liquid. We haven't seen them do an NOA here with the op as aggressively as it set up on Cat right now. And Elige has maybe haunted by the fact that he pushed long that one round, but here would be actually a good situation to do it. But they have so much map control, it might not feel necessary. Oscar could take this peek and win if he lines it up perfectly. But if he doesn't, Adren is going to have a free kill on his hands.
Like, look how much time has been off the clock now. More than a minute gone.
Ooh, actually just falling back right away.
Adren very blind. No one actually peeked, but the flash is enough. That's going to push him off of that aggressive angle with the op on Catwalk. Hiko holding out in a very cheeky corner, and it's not going to be checked, but he starts shooting blind. He whiffs everything. Simple on the site. Can he save the round? Running out of ammunition. Have to pull out the pistol with Zero. Gets him through the box. 3-on-3 like that. Oscar taking another shot at middle, so they spotted him in there. Nitro first to the B doors, but dies as Angel actually gets him on the cross. Molotov out to Zero. Adren landing another shot. And nearly one there through the box. Zero just going to plant the bomb on the backside. Adren has got to have the sound cue that it's right there. He'll smoke up. Oh, nice. If they can get through that window with dodging the op, they're covered in sight. Oscar has no line of sight in there, but he gets Adren as he jumps over, and Zero able to peek through some of that smoke and the crack in the door. Finds the kill.
Quite a fantastic shot there from Oscar to catch Adren jumping. If he didn't hit that, who knows what would happen. And HellRaisers come away with the round. Hiko wasn't even cleared. If he wasn't blind and just decided to let them walk in, it would have looked exactly the same. They didn't look at him, and he had more time than he knew there, and I think was really afraid of not being able to have any impact. And since he was already lined up, decided to just start shooting. But little did he know, he had a moment, an opportunity there to get 2, maybe 3 kills for free.
Wow, Angel steps on a landmine there as that nade goes in. Still not going down, and they don't actually spot them for that. HellRaisers were grouping up for, that was way different than a default. They were going for the B tunnels, looking for maybe a fast B play, but the smokes go down and the nades come in, and they will back off now, transitioning to something a little more standard as Angel looks for that cat control.
Yeah, I mean, that's the salient point. We see the amount of utility that Liquid have isn't very high. They've only got a couple of flashes and one smoke, so overall, we're going to see, quite simply, just a lot of nice shots being hit or a site being taken, a bomb going down, and a round being won, as well as an OT from HellRaisers. So right here, right now, 5v5, but HellRaisers with cat control, with a huge nade advantage, have a pretty big advantage so far.
Elige was he was thinking about turning from those smokes, then the flash finally came over. He's still able to see again, find one kill. Adren lurking around in this, oh wow, in the smoke, but so completely blind. Stico's gonna run right past him, and Simple doesn't see anything, maybe because of the fire, and I think he even pulled out a nade.
Oh,
2-on-2.
Oh, Adren in such an important. Oh my goodness. They actually stay alive there in that round. That was super close. You know, Adren had to let someone walk by.
Yeah.
Had to walk in that smoke, completely blind, and his teammate died in CT because of it. Nitro was probably fully triggered, but you know, if he saw his screen, there was no other play that he could make, and then having to get that kill in pit, like, that's first of all a kill that favors the guy in pit. Like, he's got the advantage. He can play with the angle as much as he wants, and Adren has to hit a headshot basically. And he does do it, so that was a little bit of luck there. Like, he's got to be thankful for that smoke, and then also he definitely hit a strong shot.
Now going fast into B, and Hiko again coming up with nothing here. It's Simple at the doors, left to save this. He got one, if they were able to cross, but now smoke's going ever. Simple's just gonna go in for this. Coming out of the window through the smoke, Oscar's lined that angle up already, of course. Bomb's gonna go down. Nitro also moving in very, very quickly and somewhat alone. The retakes look so good, and now a lot of some antsy plays here, going very aggressive, one by one, not coordinated, and now it's left to Adren and Elige. He's Molotov'd off the window, and if HellRaisers get this, this is the series, the map, the match, everything.
The match. Maybe one of two best of ones.
Yeah. All right, Stico gonna bring down Adren. Elige tries to throw a pop flash, goes in, finds one, but that's it. HellRaisers close it out. Last round of second OT, 22-20. What a game. So back and forth.
Yeah, what an incredible game. I mean, all the way from the last round of the first of regulation to a round like that, and you know, they kept that fast B in their back pocket and got away with it when it mattered most. And I mean, just a battle of titans in that map, going back and forth on rounds. Huge loss for Liquid, and you know, we can see the frustration on their faces.
And there were not, the biggest streak was 6 rounds, and that was Team Liquid when they started making that comeback way back in regulation. You had the 6 rounds from HellRaisers to start it off. Suddenly you're like, uh-oh, Liquid might be out of this just right away.
Yeah. Off
to such a poor start, but they bounced back, and then it continued to go back and forth for a while. Another decent streak of 5 rounds in the second half for Liquid on their CT side when they finally got that defense together and their economy built up. And then into the OTs where it was just back and forth the entire time. But HellRaisers grabbing a little bit more momentum because of the big play by Angel in that one round that takes it into the second OT. And then from there, it looked like they were a little bit more in control of things.
Yeah. Yeah, that round was huge, that jumping AK shot.
Oh yeah, can't forget that. We might even be able to see that on the desk, the replay of that 1v2 or 1v3 with the jumping AKs. And to do that, to talk about that, that's going to be Richard Lewis, Blue, and Thorin. So guys, take it away.
Thanks a lot, gentlemen. So yeah, a crazy game to start us off here. And turns out your prediction was right. We were giving you a bit of ribbon at one point because you seemed a bit smug at 6-0. It did go the distance, but in the end it is HellRaisers that are victorious. So I guess you're not surprised then.
No, like I said, Liquid, unfortunately, like as soon as the pressure comes on for these newer teams now in North America, they just completely drop the ball. And that seems to what happened with Liquid and specifically Hiko in those last couple of rounds. Playing in the B site, just getting ripped apart there where he was in angles to set up multiple kills. It didn't happen. And because of that, the guys on HellRaisers were able to close out the last couple of rounds in the second overtime and win it out.
We saw the worst. It was an out-10 again, but we did see the worst from both teams. What are your observations there, Duncan?
I mean, I did say coming into this, the reason why I thought it was going to be a Liquid win is I look at the roster on paper, and I'm like, this is a much better roster than HellRaisers' team. But I did say they did give HellRaisers their best map. They gave them the Dust 2, which was not necessary. They could have banned it away. They could have taken HellRaisers to maps they didn't want to play. They played with fire in this sense. They thought, okay, fragging map. We don't mind. We've got the better fraggers. But you saw on the team, one thing that was actually quite tilting me quite a lot on Team Liquid's side, because I didn't know this was the approach, is that they don't have Nitro entering as much now that he's the in-game leader. Whether that's going to change when Kusta comes in the lineup, maybe they can mix it up in that sense. I don't think that's a good change, because the thing about Nitro was, it wasn't until he started being more of a dedicated entry guy that he really turned his game around and became this very good international player. So once you've finally got your role like that, I don't like it when you then mess around and go back to something else. And we saw very, very passive T-sides there, really slow attacks. Like even when they would get an opening, they never like pounced upon it. They still just attempted to like go very, very slowly, move into sites. And so it felt like it opened up these opportunities for the guys from HellRaisers to have just aim duels and win with aim duels. Now, obviously, there were some miracle rounds by the HellRaisers guy. They did win some like 1v3s and 1v2s, but it was their players hitting shots which won them the game in this one. It wasn't anything fantastic tactically from either side. So actually underwhelming tactics, I thought, for my Team Liquid.
For me, I thought Team Liquid kind of threw this a little bit. There was a very good opportunity for them to have a 16-14 victory in the books. We got a replay from that round, but I'm just going to talk about the build-up from here. The replay itself, which is brought to you by the score, it's kind of self-explanatory. What we picked out. Obviously, this is the...
this would have been game, obviously.
Yeah, this would have been game. It would have been a 16-14. You can see that
Nitro
they picked up
really
the kills.
blew this here as well, because he doesn't have to show. He can stay there the whole time.
Yep.
If you bait the guy into looking at you long, you can let the guy in the site get the kill, and instead, I mean, we've seen that too many times in CSGO, a jumping shot like that onto the bomb spot. That's why you plant there.
Yeah, and you know, we don't like to see too many jumping shots. It is a lottery, but like you say, in that situation, it's about Nitro at long. If you don't peek, you know, you can't get caught. So,
I have to say
before
though,
that, this is what's interesting. So they got the pick early, Team Liquid, and they were in a 5v4 situation. There's a smoke down on short, Adren's dropped, everything should be safe there. Elige, for some reason, decided to push round long and try and flank them. He did it way too soon. He got caught. Oscar was waiting for him, and that made it a 4v4. I think if Elige doesn't do that push and just holds long, maybe, or pushes a little bit delayed, I think they win that round. I think they win the game.
That was one of the things why I actually kind of agree with Blue in as much as some of the NA teams at the moment, it looks like when it's like the pressure situations, that's when they crumble. Because on Terrorist side, the problem for Liquid was the pressure was meaning that they didn't want to take any risks. They were just going very, very slowly. But then on CT sides, a bunch of times I saw them do like ridiculously over-aggressive moves. Like when Simple in that overtime there, he gets like the first kill, he spots people coming in the site, so they smoke off the window and he just jumps through the smoke on his own with no one to cover him because the Dren was over at the middle. So these are areas where it's almost like the pressure, it can go two ways. Either you're scared to make a play or you think like, right, I'm going to win the whole round here and like get rid of the pressure. That's like a mistake as well. There was no like poise from the guys from Team Liquid. I have to say, early in the game actually, I was impressed early on with Adren. But he really, he started to lag later on in the game. I mean,
because he had to have a rifle later on in the game.
I mean, the thing is, obviously, he knows this is like his last qualifier with Liquid. If he can make it there, you know, much like James Harding, it might actually be his last major overall.
Edgy. Right, well, thanks a lot for your thoughts, gentlemen. We're going to go over to the stage. We have got Puckett for an interview right now.
All right. Thank you, guys. Here with Angel, the clutch master. Angel, you pulled off some insane plays. You kept the team in it going into round 30, and then it went into double overtime. What was the communication like amongst the team after your massive two-piece there with the jumping headshot?
No, I think it was only just screaming. No communication. We were just really happy that we made it to overtimes because we were losing, and we take a chance and win it.
Now, your team was formed just a week before the European minor. You guys were able to win that. How have you developed since then?
The most important thing in our team now is that we have like two unexperienced players and Oscars that hadn't been on LAN for a long time. So we should take this experience and use it. So every LAN is like experience for us, and we're practicing all the time, like any round. We're doing a lot of mistakes and fixing them.
Well, you guys have a major win here. We saw that in double overtime. Up next, though, you'll be playing the winner against Malisports or Team YP. Who do you expect to be playing in that qualifier match, and how do you feel you match up against them?
It looks like it's going to be Malisports, because Team Upron have problems with squad. They have two substitutes, I guess. And Malisports look like favorites, and it's going to be really, really hard to play with them. They're a really good prepared team. They're playing on a high level for like 2 months, and it's good for us. It's going to be best of one. So it's only one map to win, and it's random map between 3. We'll see.
All right, we'll have to see. Congratulations on a big win. They need just one more. When we come back, though, we will continue here in Group B. Malsports taking on Team YP.